the Bible and the Star Wars saga? Do they parallel? Let's dive into it and see what comes out of it. May the Fourth be with you. Welcome to Center of Light Foundation. Pull out your lightsaber, y'all. Time to become some light warriors. Took me literally 6 hours to do the intro video. I loved every second of doing it. I love it. Hello everyone in the chats from all over the world. Most you can't see, but it's scattered everywhere and it's such a beautiful mess. Good to see you. Happy May 4th. May the 4th be with you always. May the 4th be with you. May the force, may the source. Does the Bible and the Star Wars saga, do they parallel? Seems so to me. Let's dive in it. Let me sound off to some notes, everyone. Center of Light Foundation. We've just become an LLC. Thank you, Dr. Katie Camara. Everyone, please keep Dr. Katie. I call her KK. Call her KK in your mind, in your heart. KK. Send her well wishes. She went through a surgery. She's popping. She's good for a speedy, balanced recovery. Welcome to the Center of Light Foundation. You are the foundation of Center of Light Foundation. You, me, we. In such a way, you are helping this platform launch to the quantum mechanical level that I started so many years ago. If you want to help Dr. Katie Camara and I help others, this is where the work/play begins. Save yourself, save the world. Tonight is Center of Light Jedi. May the 4th be with you. What is the universe that is so infinitely vast and huge as well as infinitesimally small? And how can we grasp it all from the short to the tall? Power. Information is power. Being in a formation and alignment or information such as dialogue or knowledge is power. Knowledge is power. Creates breakthroughs in our lives from soul to bones, which gives us conscious connection to the source, the force. May the 4th be with you of love itself. 4 things you can never change. You exist, all is one, and one is all. What you put out, you get back. The only thing that never changes is change itself. I want to say, share, if you're watching Center of Light right now on YouTube, stay where you are. If you're watching it on the foundation page, stay where you are. But if you're watching it on my personal page, if you can, if you like, or the Center of Light group page, go to facebook.com/Center of Light Foundation. That's where I'm going to be conducting all of my fairs from henceforth. May 4th. All right. Here we get it. Anything else I need to go over? Hello, Donna Owens. I knew I had to look for a reason at another screen. All right, let's get down to some beeswax. Tonight is Center of Light Jedi, a band I played in many years ago. We've done 2 gigs. Hello, Dr. Katie Camara. We've done 2 gigs comprised of some superstar power musician members. We were called Jedi. That was the first gig we done. The second gig we done, which was only 2 of those, we called it Return of the Jedi. Luke Skywalker and Jesus. Are they the same? In archetype, icons? Yoda, Ben Kenobi, and others, other Jedis, relate to the awakened, ascended masters. Darth Maul, Darth Vader, these are devils or demons. The Force is the source, God itself. Use the Force, Luke, it's all around you. Well, use the force implies the kingdom foretold by Christ. I am in my Father's in me, and I am in you. The kingdom of God is within. Neither shall they say, seek here, seek there, for the kingdom is within. The force is all around you. God is omnipresent. This is delicious. I love it. When I was in India in the year 2000, seeing Sathya Sai Baba, who came to me in a dream, invited me. When I was on the ashram and he would walk out that gate on the west end of the ashram, little 5'1", towering spiritual divinity he is. When he would walk out that gate, wherever he was, walking on red carpet with lotus flower petal prints all over it, everywhere he stepped, as if he's gliding on water. Wherever he was in Kulwant Hall, but wherever he was in his darshan, which means blessing of a holy man, holy person, whenever he would begin to turn his hand, you have 35 plus up to 250,000 people on a festival day, but 35,000 plus just every normal day, there to see the master who called them. So everyone who goes to the ashram very well knows that when Sai Baba turns his hand, something is about to be transported from nothing to something. Can you imagine? First of all, let's start at the basics. What do you do as a singular individual when you focus your steadfast attention on bringing something forth? A song, a meal, a painting, gardening, a plant, whatever it is you do. When you put that deliberate intention in there, it simply unfolds. And that's you by yourself. Now, when you have 30 plus thousand people, when he begins to turn his hand, all the focus, no one ever takes their eyes off of Sathya Sai Baba when he was alive on the ashram, ever. You're there for that divine show. And so when you have all these people focused when he starts turning his hand, not only are they focused on him all the time, but when he starts turning their hand, the excitement in their engagement flies through the roof. Oh my God, he's about to materialize something out of thin air. This is all the bells and whistles of conscious spirituality. I get it, but nonetheless, it is evidence of divinity. He begins to turn his hand, and everyone truly locks in. Thousands upon thousands upon thousands of people are focused, one-pointed focus on the turning of his hand, that he is going to materialize something. Use the force, Luke. It's all around you. And when he began to turn his hand to materialize whatever it was, 35 plus thousands people, space, consciousness, lifted through the roof. And it went to the place where the material object he was bringing back, we went to the place together and we all brought it back. And there it sat in his hand for all these thousands of people to see, manifested out of thin air. When you have this multitude, collective consciousness power, focused on something to the level that we were focusing on, we all brought it back together. I often ask, but I am now convinced, though he can do it alone, he used the collective force, source, power all around him from everyone's one-pointed focus as to why we all lifted and we all brought it back so he can demonstrate to us the truth and the reality of it. Delicious, isn't it? Tonight is Center of Light Jedi. May the 4th be with you. I'm going to take a song break. Going to be right back. Let's see what's purposeful. Welcome everyone to Center of Light Foundation. It's good to see you. Dr. Katie Camara, again, for those who are familiar with who she is and all her power. Oh my God. But also, if you don't know her, just say KK and send her well wishes to heal soon, fast, better, quick, good. Use the force. It's all around you. Actually, instead, I'm going to play a video called Water the Plant. Use the force that's all around you. Dr. KK, send her love energy. May the 4th be with you. The source, it's the power all around you. And in this simple video I've done, when all this redonkulous, beautiful nonsense started some years ago, after the Divine Principle, many years ago, I just sat in front of a cell phone and went at it. This is called Water the Plant. Hello, my name is Keith Anthony Blanchard, spiritual teacher, best-selling author, and host of Center of Light Radio. You can go to centeroflightradio.com to catch that broadcast, which airs every Monday night at 6 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. This is the second installment in a series I'm calling Bursts of Light. Today I want to talk to you about finding peace, being peace, in what can seem like a crazy world. Einstein once said, the most important question we can ask ourselves is, do we live in a peaceful universe or a hostile one? What is your answer? What did you lean into when I asked you that question? Look around you where you live. Do you see peace or do you see chaos? Are your friends peaceful? Are you peaceful? It's all self-reflection. I live in Memphis, Tennessee. Many people believe and also live their lives by the racism that is said to be found here. It's not allowed in my world. It's not a part of where I focus. You can water the weed or you can water the plant. Either one you give your attention to, it will grow. I'm just like you. I look out in the world and I see the difficulties that are happening. People starving, people dying. Seems like an accelerated rate at that. Everybody has a purpose. Everybody's here for a reason. Everybody's life, ironically, the most amazing transition in life is death. And people leaving the world by the droves. Are you seeing pain and suffering in the world? Have you ever thought that possibly, just possibly, the people who live in Africa or any third world country where there's a lot of starvation, it's not only that we are here to help through our compassion, but have you ever stepped back from the picture enough to ask yourself the question, is it possible that they are here to teach us that compassion? When you see life from this sort of perspective, it takes on a whole new meaning. A whole new meaning. It creates a whole new experience, not only for yourself, but for those around you, because you become a burst of light. Hence the title of this series. This is how the world will be changed, one person at a time. And it begins to exponentiate and spread like wildfire when people see the joy and the glee and the bliss that you're having, and the success that you're having, and the smile on your face, and that how you have changed your lifestyle from focusing on whatever you think may be important that doesn't serve you or anyone else. I don't live in a racial society. I don't live with racism inside of myself. I see beautiful people everywhere, every day, efforting to be the best they can. What I'm saying does not excuse people's poor behavior. It takes you off the hook when you forgive them and yourself. It's for giving, not for getting. As Pope John Paul said, we will be victorious through love, not through guns. Guns beget guns. Love begets love. Or you're watering the weed, or you're watering the plant. Either way, it's your choice. But know that I support you and all that is beneficial for you and for those that you affect. Also remember, flexibility is an amazing thing. Have you ever asked yourself, why do palm trees sway? Why do buildings sway? Why are they flexible in that way? It's so that they don't break. And so too, become flexible so that you don't break. Break inside. Have your world all around you break apart. Break up in relationship. Be flexible. Love yourself. Be good to yourself. God will take care of the rest. That is your protection. That should be your focus. That should be your reality. Water the plant. Peace, love, and light. KeithAnthonyBlanchard@gmail.com, or you can Facebook inbox me. Happy 2016. Spread the word, spread the light, power up, and ease into bliss.
Officially bringing Jesus to the trap. The great I am is officially bringing Jesus to the trap. The great I am is officially bringing Jesus to the trap. He's officially bringing the great I am. Is officially bringing Jesus to the trap. The great I am is officially bringing Jesus to the trap. The great I am is officially bringing Jesus to the trap.
Welcome to Center of Light Foundation. Tonight is Center of Light Foundation Jedi. The lady you just saw, she's a Jedi. Bringing Jesus to the trap and to the crap. You, me, we are Jedis. We're yogis, aspirants, as children of God reaching for the golden ring in our rebellion against the dark forces. Join the dark side. There's lots of power. Tonight is Center of Light, and may the fourth source be with you. Hello, everyone. Robert Harrison. Now we have 10 comparisons. The Bible, Star Wars. Countdown. Number 10. Virgin birth, Anakin, and Shmi Skywalker. In the Bible, Mary is a virgin where she's visited by an angel who tells her she's pregnant with the Son of God. I can lick on that spiritual lollipop all day. Oh my God. In The Phantom Menace, Shmi, I don't know how it's pronounced, Skywalker reveals that her son Anakin was born more or less the same way. This story is old. It's been told in the days of yore, the days of ancient, from Jesus to Buddha, who had certain abilities at a very early infant age. When he was born, he was walking and talking, no joke. But also in Horus, it's all parallel. There was no father. I carried him, I gave birth, I raised him. I can't explain what happened. In the early draft of Revenge of the Sith, Palpatine revealed to Anakin that he manipulated the midichlorians, strange words for me, in his mother's womb to create him, but George Lucas cut this and left it ambiguous to avoid copying The Empire Strikes Back. I am your father, twist. Number 9. The Force. Luke uses the Force to blow up the Death Star. The way that Ben Kenobi initially explains the Force, source, God, through a yogi, Jedi, to Luke Skywalker at his Tatooine hideout in the original 1977 movie essentially adapts the Hindu concept of Brahman for George Lucas's galaxy far, far away. Brahman is identified as the highest universal divine principle, the ultimate divine reality in the universe, which is a pretty apt description of the Force. Number 8, the Chosen One prophecy. Anakin faces the Jedi Council in Star Wars Episode 1 when Qui-Gon, which is, I don't know how to pronounce that, but however it is pronounced, it's very similar to Qigong, which is the Chinese art of mastering energy. Qui-Gon Jinn meets Anakin Skywalker in The Phantom Menace and finds his midichlorian count to be off the charts. He becomes convinced that he's the chosen one, who's been prophesied to bring balance to the Force. The idea of a chosen one is very similar to the religious concept of a Messiah. Messiahs are saviors that religious followers count on to triumphantly arrive as their savior. Number 7, resurrection. Rey and Ben Solo in The Rise of Skywalker. In The Rise of Skywalker, Ben Solo is killed by Rey and then brought back to life with Leia's life force. She is in the kingdom, connected consciously to Source as the Christ. Later, Rey is killed in her final fight with Emperor Palpatine and then brought back to life by Ben's life force related. We're going to skip that. Number 6, balance. Emperor Palpatine, Luke, Darth Vader, Star Wars, Return of the Jedi. Throughout the Star Wars saga, the goal of the Jedi, you, me, the yogi, the light worker, the tribe, Yanava, however you choose to deem yourself, moving inward towards spirit consciously. Throughout the Star Wars saga, the goal of the Jedi, and all those names, is to bring balance to the Force, humanity. At the end of Revenge of the Sith, after Order 66, Order 66, 666, Elite, however you want to put all that together, after Order 66 wiped out the Jedi Order, hello 2022, at least their attempt, but they will falter, they will flounder. You are a center of light founder. There are 2 Jedis and 2 Sith Lords left alive, although the extended canon reveals others to have survived. The endless quest to bring balance to the Force has ties to Taoist concept of yin and yang, which suggests that opposing forces can actually complement one another. That's called bringing experience, life, energy into balance. For there to be good, there has to be evil until you rise above all that. This is a stepping stone into that. For there to be evil, there has to be good. Number 5, Han the Skeptic. At the beginning of the original Star Wars movie, Han Solo is skeptical to buy into Luke and Obi-Wan's religious belief. He tells Luke, kid, in all of his glib, arrogance, pomp, kid, I've flown from one side of the galaxy to the other. I've seen a lot of strange stuff, but I've never seen anything to make me believe there's one all-powerful source controlling everything. By the end of the movie, Han is converted to believing in the Force. Throughout the rest of the trilogy, saga, he often tells Luke, may the Force be with you. May the Fourth be with you. May the Source be with you. Number 4, Darth Maul's satanic appearance. With red skin, piercing eyes, and horns on his head. It's very devilish. It paints a picture so perfectly. In a metaphorical way, because the negative force doesn't have an appearance at all. It just takes on the form of a boogeyman, Johnny Pachifa, Rougarou, hoodoo, voodoo, that makes us the most frightened. Darth Maul was pretty overtly designed to look like the devil. This ties into Anakin being similarly overt Christ's figure. The scene in which Darth Maul, does battle with robed beard Qui-Gon Jinn is the desert. In the desert looks like a showdown between Jesus and the devil with lightsabers. Jesus faced a devil in the desert. Buddha faced the devil, or his false self, the ultimate expression of ego, right before he extended himself into the absolute. The final test, a mirror opposite of himself looked at him as he looked at it, and he put his hand on the earth and says, with the earth as my witness, you are not real. The demonic image disappeared, and the Buddha consciousness, Christic consciousness, which is the same thing said differently from two different tongues, happened. Number 3, the parallel of the Bible to the Star Wars saga. Number 3, in Rogue One, Star Wars fans are introduced to the holy city of Najeda. Najeda? I just popped in my head. It's an ancient It's an ancient walled city found on the desert moon of Jeddah, and it contains the temple of the Kyber, where the Empire stole the Kyber crystals they used to make the Death Star. This city is a hub for users. The idea of a holy city that's the epicenter of a religion is similar to the real world, like Mecca and Jerusalem. Number 2, the light and dark sides of the Force. Anakin and Obi-Wan in Revenge of the Sith. A lot of religions believe in the dichotomy of good and evil. In the Bible, these two concepts represented by God and the devil. In Star Wars, they are represented by the light and dark sides of the Force. The light side offers a virtuous path of the Jedi, the yogi, the you, the me, the we, the ascetic, the student, the seeker, while the dark side offers a hateful judgment, not allowing, not appreciating, not accepting path of other people who simply are different from everyone else. You, me, we. It is possible to move from one side to the other, as seen by Anakin's downfall and Vader's subsequent redemption. And lastly, number 1, countdown from 10 of the parallels from Scripture to the Star Wars saga. Redemption. Luke and Vader in Return of the Jedi. Redemption is an essential concept in a lot of religions, including Christianity, Judaism, and Islam. Many others. It's the process by which people are absolved of their sins and are able to achieve salvation, elevation, liberation, and exaltation. Throughout the Star Wars saga, redemption is a huge theme. The most obvious example is Darth Vader, who redeems himself by throwing Emperor Palpatine into the Death Star's reactor core. It is all redeemed in the core of oneself. Wow. To save Luke from his wrath. This may not have forgiven his litany of war crimes, but he is redeemed in his son's eyes. In the son's eyes. S-U-N, that which is all bright and gives warmth and light to the world. And the son's eyes, S-O-N, that which is redeemed, that which gives warmth and light to the world. As above, so below, on forever it will go. So now we're going to go with Shunya Murdy, talking about how to defeat, overcome the dark forces. Here's the force, it's all around you.
Meditation's purpose is to enable you to sit on the lotus throne, the Sri Nalinasana. The Buddhists speak of it very clearly and yet indistinctly because they refer to Om Mani Padme Hum, the diamond in the lotus. But where is the lotus? What is the location of the lotus throne? How do you get there? It is only through silence, wakeful, devoted silence, silence surrendered to ultimate reality, that enables the accumulation of spiritual energy that raises the vibrational frequency that brings you to Chakra 7, the 1,000-petaled lotus, Sahasrara Chakra. That is the lotus throne. Don't settle for any lesser lotus to sit upon. And so when Chakra 7 opens and the 1,000-petaled lotus releases its radiance, its splendor, its power, its glory, then the diamond of the purified consciousness is filled with the supreme light. And their consciousness abides in the world, but no longer of it. It is from this lotus throne which is the portal to the Absolute, that supreme light can now flow freely through all 7 bodies. So sitting on the throne is not the end, it's the beginning. And the next phase then is to bring the light back down into the bliss body, the command center, into the wisdom body, into the mind, the mental, the heart, and then into the lower chakras, sublimating them, turning them. And as the force of the power of light completely enters into the grossest material level of reality, that level is transformed, transmuted through the vibrational frequency that awakens the elements of matter at a quantum level and shifts the quantum wave function. The energy then will emit photons, biophotons that will create an aura. The electromagnetic energy of the prana will completely fill and heal the body, and the energies will transmit and emanate outward into an infinite field of presence. The goal of meditation is not to leave the world behind, but to come into the real and then to return to the unreal world and bring the real into it. But this cannot be sustained. The stability of the lotus throne is not complete because there are still traces of sanskaras, of attachment to the phenomenal plane. One is not of the world, but one is still in the world. One still has a body. One still functions. And this creates the last weak but sufficiently strong bonds to hold the consciousness within that realm that keeps it from the absolute liberation. There is grace, there is power, there is compassion, the bodhicitta is released, the power of redemption is given, but it is not yet attained fully until one moves from the lotus throne to yet a second throne, the final throne. The final throne abides beyond the diaphanon, in that ultimate and absolute non-duality in which there is no world, no time or space. And the play of Maya that is a flux and a mirage no longer even appears. It is this absolute at the very core and heart of God consciousness that is the final throne that must be attained to stabilize the lotus throne and enable the energies of the absolute to cross the diaphanon from the noumenal into the phenomenal. And this requires going even beyond absolute silence, in the sense that there is no longer anyone being silent. There is only the absolute nothingness, but the nothingness that gives birth to all. All comes out of the silence, the emptiness, the absolute potentiality of all possible worlds and every form of beauty and goodness. And at the end, these two thrones become one. The Satyogi is one who learns never to leave the throne, the combined form throne of Shiva and Shakti. And these thrones can only be attained when there is no further desire for the enjoyment of the mirage, the phenomenal world, and no further identification with any character within that play. The true empowerment comes from liberation from all identity structures. And the refusal to interrupt the connection with the flow of Shakti that comes through the silence. The absolute silence is the carrier wave of the Supreme Shakti. And it is this that fills the space of consciousness with supreme light. And that light dissolves all structures of symbolic patterning, so that the structures of the world, kept as a standing wave which stagnates the quantum wave function, is released, and the dream can be redreamed. It is the only way to achieve liberation. It requires the absolute annihilation of all identity, of all desire, of all fear, of all fantasy, of all forms of love that are not the supreme love. And through the gaining of that supreme love, the most powerful and healing, compassionate love for all beings is given, and life can be lived without need, with an overflow of that power of goodness and light that can heal all of those others whom your ego had cared for but could not help. But until there has been a purification that removes all taint of envy. Envy is at the core of the ego. It is the mind parasite that destroys one's happiness. The envious ego wants what it does not have, what it projects others as having, and it eats away at its peace, and it creates hatred and anger and greed and attachment and arrogance and all of the other pathological vices. And what it is envious of is its own real self that it has rejected. It's envious of that ability to transcend the false that it has thrown away out of addiction to the enjoyment of that false world. and prevents it from returning to the real. That envy that comes with an inferiority complex, always compensated by a superiority complex, keeps the mind trapped in a duality that it is helpless to overcome from within its own frame of reference, in which lack feels all too real. But this lack is the waste product created by its own dream function. Its own dream function that turned into the desire for what was dreamed, which then trapped one within the dream matrix. And in that trap, the doorway to liberation was lost. It is only through the silence of surrender to the God Self that the portal will open again, and the way to freedom will appear and be traversable through the waves of silence that guide the attention unerringly back to the lotus throne and then to the source of all.
Lightsaber. You are a light worker. You are a warrior of the divine light. Tonight has been, still is for a little while, Center of Light Jedi. You are the Jedi. You are the yogi. You are the seeker. You are the meeker. The presentation you just heard by Shunyamurti is the path of the Jedi. Though the movie only lasts 2 hours. It's a lineage that happens over a course of time. You will know, without a doubt, all riddle and rhyme, how you're doing by how is what is happening in your life present day. Really. May the fourth be with you. Force, source, God, creation. It's all around you. Use the Force, Luke. It's the path of the Jedi. The pure one, to become. Getting out of numb. The seeker. The warrior. The wanter. The yogi. The aspirant. The one who wants something beyond. Always taking aspirin to buffer our headaches, the woes of life. Strife is a state of mind. I understand that we vent to people because it helps therapeutically to release those things. That is conscious therapy. Drama and bitching and quarreling goes nowhere. It's the Death Star. It's the star of what we think is the rock star of life. We all love drama. We love drama. Daddy, mama, we love drama. We do. It's engaging. It's entertaining. I understand, but it's ever so straining and spraining our spiritual muscles. It hurts a whole lot in the bug and tussle. Melinda earlier said, may the, did she say may the, not the Om be with you, but may the Om be with you? The Om is all around you. I'm looking for it. I thought it was very, very cool. I'm getting there. Welcome, everyone. I love the music. It's so effortless. May the Om be with you, I think she said. So, are you oming? Are you in the X-Wing fighter? Fighting the evil of ourselves that we see in the world. The Bible and the Star Wars saga are parallel. It's just beautiful, powerful, especially the first three. Unless you're a Star Wars geek, you may not lean into it. If you are a Star Wars geek, you love the whole thing. But it all changed. But the first three was, for me, were so delicious and so powerful. Second, minute, and hour full told a beautiful unfoldment of something that happened long ago, far away in another galaxy. The Milky Way. Earth. What is that worth? A beautiful story. My brother Robert says, Geekathon. Yeah, why not? Geekathon. May the fourth force source be with you. It's a beautiful story. In fact, if the Bible and the Star Wars saga parallel to any at all, big or small, short or tall, then it is a scriptural expression of art, is it not? Because if they're related, you heard the Jesus and the Luke, and you heard the Darth Maul and the devil. If there's some similarity, it has to level. It is scripture likewise, said differently, in the form of a creative arts movie capacity. Tonight has been Center of Light Jedi. Let me say that again. Center of Light, foundation, fire, clarity, action, Jedi. May the fourth be with you. Stories are being told from the days of old. It's all the same beautiful, light-filled, light unpacking story. Glory or story? It's really up to each individual. But like I said earlier in my time with Sathya Sai Baba on his ashram, when the collective comes together and elevates together, no one gets left behind. Because everyone has a piece of the puzzle. And when the puzzle finally reveals itself, we will all see God's multifaceted, multi-faced presence shining through, saying, bruh,